Hello, my friends, and welcome back to English 5 Days Official. My name is Tom, and I'm so happy you decided to join me today. It means a lot that you are here, giving your time and your energy to learn something that will truly make a difference in your life. Today's episode is very special because we are going to talk about one of the most important topics in language learning: motivation. Yes, that's right, motivation. The quiet force that keeps you moving forward even when things feel heavy. The energy that helps you continue step by step when progress seems invisible. And the inner spark that turns learning from a duty into a joy. Many people ask me, "Tom, how do I stay strong when English feels hard? How do I keep studying when I feel tired or when I don't see quick results?" That's exactly what we'll explore together. We will talk about practical ways to build motivation, how to stay consistent, and how to actually enjoy the process of learning English. Now, before we dive deeper, let me remind you of something important about this podcast. I always try to speak slowly. I use simple words, and I often repeat the key ideas. This is not because I think you cannot understand more complex English. No, it is because learning a language is like exercising a muscle. You don't lift the heaviest weight on the first day. You start small, repeat movements, and strengthen your body step by step. In the same way, when I speak slowly and repeat ideas, it gives your brain a chance to absorb the language more naturally. You can listen, repeat, and shadow along with me. This technique, shadowing, is very powerful. You listen carefully, and then you repeat after me, almost like an echo. By doing this, you are not just hearing English, you are actively producing it. And over time, this builds fluency, confidence, and rhythm. So, are you ready? Take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and let's begin this journey together. Learning English, my friends, is not easy, and that is perfectly okay. It is normal to feel tired. It is normal to feel slow. It is normal to feel like progress is invisible at times. But please remember, you are not alone. Every learner around the world, no matter how smart or talented, needs time. Everyone goes through the same feelings. You need time to listen, time to practice, time to understand, and most importantly, time to grow. Some days will feel light and exciting, as if the language flows easily into your mind. Other days will feel heavy and frustrating, as if nothing makes sense. This is not a sign of failure. It is simply part of the journey. When you have good days, enjoy them fully. Celebrate your progress. Notice the sentences you understood. Notice the words that suddenly feel easier. On those days, you can feel proud of yourself and take that energy forward. And on the difficult days, when everything feels hard, your job is not to give up. Your job is simply to keep going, even in the smallest way. Remember, even small steps are good steps. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to speak quickly. You don't need to memorize every word in the dictionary. You just need to keep trying, gently, patiently, step by step. The fact that you are learning, that you are showing up, is already something remarkable. You are doing something difficult, something many people only dream of, and you are doing it well. Think of learning English like climbing a mountain. Sometimes the path is smooth, sometimes it is steep and rocky, and sometimes you feel like stopping. But if you pause and look back, you will see how far you've already come. You have learned words that were once strange to you. You have listened to voices that once felt too fast. You have practiced sounds that were once impossible. You have improved in ways you may not even notice yet. You are not at the bottom anymore. You are climbing, and every single step makes you stronger. That is why it is so important not to give up. Whether you are fast or slow, your journey is unique. And the one thing all learners need is motivation. Now let's talk about motivation itself. Many people imagine motivation as something magical, like an explosion of energy or a loud cheer inside your mind. But in reality, motivation is not always dramatic. Often, it is quiet and gentle. Sometimes, it is nothing more than a small voice whispering, "Try again. Don't stop. Do just one more minute. That is enough for today." That little voice is precious. It is the companion that walks with you through hard times. If you feel tired, you can rest, but then you come back. If you feel confused, you can breathe, reset, and then try again. You don't need the perfect study plan. You don't need to control every detail. What you need is the ability to return, again and again. That is what builds strength. To help you connect more deeply with your motivation, ask yourself this important question: why do I want to learn English? Is it for your job, so you can work with international colleagues or apply for better opportunities? Is it for travel, so you can explore new countries and cultures with confidence? Is it for education, so you can study abroad or understand academic materials? Or is it simply because you enjoy it? The beauty of new words, the pleasure of communication, the curiosity of opening a new window to the world. Whatever your reason is, hold on to it. Your reason is powerful. Your reason is fuel. On the hard days, it is your reason that will give you energy. That is why you should not just think about it, but write it down. Speak it aloud. Keep it close to you, like a compass pointing you forward. Every day you practice English. Even in the smallest way, you are moving forward. Even if it is just 5 minutes of listening, even if it is just repeating one sentence, even if it is simply opening your notebook and writing one line, you are still growing. Do not underestimate the power of small actions repeated again and again. They may seem tiny today, but in time, they build into something great. And while many people feel discouraged because they do not see instant results, I want you to remember that invisible progress is still progress. You are becoming better every day, even if it feels slow. You should feel proud of yourself because you are doing something that requires courage. Many people are afraid to even start learning a language. But you, my friend, are not only starting, you are continuing. That is a powerful thing. But let us also be honest with each other. There will be days when you feel tired, when life feels busy, when your mind feels stressed, and you think, "I don't want to study today." And guess what? That is completely normal. It is human. Your brain, like your body, needs rest. Taking breaks is not weakness. It is part of the process. But here is the secret. Even on hard days, you can still keep moving forward if you know how. You don't need to climb a whole mountain in one day. Sometimes, all you need to do is take one small step. So let me share with you some practical tips for those difficult days. These are simple strategies, but they are very effective. Tip number 1, do just a little. You don't need to study for an hour or complete a big lesson. You can listen to English for 5 minutes. You can read one short paragraph. You can repeat one simple sentence in your head. Even 1 minute is better than nothing. Remember, learning a language is not about doing a lot once in a while. It is about doing a little, again and again, every single day. That is how true progress happens. Tip number 2, remember your reason. This is where your why becomes so important. On the days you feel weak, go back to your reason. Is it to get a better job? Is it to travel? Is it to connect with people from around the world? Say your reason aloud. Write it in your notebook. Put it somewhere visible in your room or on your phone. Let it remind you why this journey matters to you. When you reconnect with your reason, it becomes like fuel that pushes you to keep going. Tip number 3. Make it easy to start. Many learners wait for the perfect moment to study. They wait for silence, for energy, for free time, or for the right mood. But the truth is, if you wait for perfection, you may never start. So make English easy to begin. Place your book on your desk, ready for you. Save a video on your phone so you can play it with one tap. Set a simple timer for 10 minutes. Once you start, you will find that the rest becomes much easier. The goal is not perfection. The goal is simply to begin. Tip number 4. Be kind to yourself. Too many learners are their own harshest critics. They say, "I am too slow. I am bad at English. I will never speak well." But those words are not fair to you. They do not help you grow. Instead, change the story you tell yourself. Say, "I am learning. I am trying. I am doing something difficult, and I am doing my best." You are human, and humans learn by effort, not by magic. Show yourself the same kindness you would show a friend. Encourage yourself the way you would encourage a child. You deserve that kindness from yourself, just as much as from others. Tip number 5. Celebrate small wins. Did you listen to English today? That is a win. Did you learn one new word? That is a win. Did you repeat one sentence out loud? That is a win too. You do not need big results to celebrate. Progress often comes in small victories, and those victories matter. Smile at them. Feel proud of them. Let them remind you that you are moving forward even when the progress is quiet. In the previous part of our journey together, we explored how to keep going when learning feels difficult. We talked about the importance of motivation, about remembering your reason, about being kind to yourself, and about celebrating small wins. Now let's take another step forward. Let's talk about something every learner struggles with at some point: progress. Because here's the truth. Sometimes, even when you are doing everything right, you don't feel like you are improving. You sit with your book, you listen to podcasts, you practice speaking, and still that quiet voice in your head asks, "Am I really getting better? Is all this effort worth it?" That doubt is natural, but it can be dangerous if you let it grow. So in this part, I want to show you how to see your progress more clearly, how to notice the changes that are happening, and how to feel joy in the process of learning, even when it feels slow or invisible. The first thing to understand is that progress in language learning is often quiet and hidden. It is not always a loud victory, like passing a test or giving a perfect speech. More often, it is like the growth of a tree. When you look at a tree every single day, it seems like nothing is happening. The branches look the same. The leaves look the same. But slowly, quietly, the tree is changing. New roots are spreading underground. The trunk is becoming stronger. The leaves are preparing for a new season. You don't see the change each day, but when you step back after some time, the growth becomes obvious. Language learning works the same way. You may not feel progress every day, but little by little, inside your brain, connections are forming, patterns are being remembered, and fluency is developing. And then, one day suddenly, you understand a sentence you never understood before, or you find yourself speaking without translating in your head. That moment is the proof of all the quiet work you've been doing. One of the most powerful ways to see this progress is to write things down often. I cannot stress this enough. Keep a small English notebook, a simple place where you record your daily learning. It doesn't need to be big or fancy. You don't have to write long essays. even one sentence each day is enough. For example, today I listened to an English podcast, or today I learned the word progress, or even today I read one page in English. Over time, these little notes become a record of your journey. After a week, a month, or even 6 months, you can look back at your notebook and you will be surprised. You will say to yourself, "Wow, I remember when I first wrote this sentence. It felt so hard then, but now it feels easy." That is the moment when progress becomes visible. Writing things down is not only about practice, it is about creating a mirror, a way to reflect on your growth, and a way to remind yourself that you are moving forward even when it feels slow. Another great method to track progress is to record your voice. Many learners feel shy about this, but it is incredibly powerful. You don't need special equipment. You don't need a studio microphone. You just need the phone in your pocket. Once a week, record yourself speaking 1 or 2 sentences in English. It could be something as simple as, "Hello, my name is Sarah. I live in Turkey. I am learning English because I want to study abroad." Then, the following week, record yourself again. Say the same thing, or something similar. After a month, listen back to your first recording and compare it to the latest one. You will be amazed. At first, maybe your pronunciation feels unsure, your pauses are long, your voice is quiet. But after some time, you will notice that your pronunciation is clearer, your voice is stronger, your rhythm is smoother. Progress that you could not feel day to day suddenly becomes something you can hear. It becomes real, and once you hear it, your confidence will grow. Of course, progress is not only about what you produce, it is also about what you understand. Sometimes the most beautiful signs of growth are small, quiet moments. Perhaps one day, you listen to a video and realize you understood a sentence without translating in your head. Or maybe you watch a movie and suddenly you don't need subtitles for a short scene. Or you are speaking with a friend and instead of searching painfully for every word, you simply respond naturally. These moments may seem small, but they are enormous victories. They are the real evidence that your brain is changing, that English is becoming part of you. Too often, learners ignore these moments because they seem minor. But if you train yourself to notice them, they will become powerful reminders of your progress. Another very important idea is to look back, not just forward. Many learners focus only on what they cannot do yet. They say, "I still don't understand native speakers. I still can't speak fast. I still make mistakes." And yes, those things may be true, but that's because you are focusing only on the mountain above you, not the path you've already climbed. Instead, try turning around and looking back. Ask yourself, what could I not do 1 month ago that I can do now? Could I understand this podcast 2 months ago? Could I write 3 sentences in English last year? Could I have introduced myself confidently 6 months ago? When you look back at the road you've already traveled, you realize how much you've grown. You are not stuck. You are moving. Even if the progress feels slow, slow progress is still progress, and it matters deeply. Now let's talk about something equally important: enjoying the process of learning. Because motivation is not only about discipline, it is also about joy. If learning feels like a punishment, if it feels like pressure all the time, then your brain will resist. But if you find joy in the process, then studying becomes lighter, easier, even fun. And when something is fun, you naturally want to do it more often. So how do you find joy in language learning? First, remember that learning is a journey, not a race. You don't need to finish first. You don't need to be faster than anyone else. Learning a language is like taking a long walk. Sometimes you walk quickly. Sometimes you walk slowly. Sometimes you stop and rest. The important thing is not how fast you move. It is that you keep moving. When you accept this, the pressure starts to disappear. You realize you don't need to rush. You just need to continue, and that makes the process more enjoyable. Second, find joy in small victories. Too often, learners wait for big moments to celebrate. Passing a test, giving a speech, traveling abroad. But those moments come rarely. Instead, focus on the little joys. The first time you understand a joke in English, the moment you can follow one scene of a movie without subtitles, the time you remember a word you learned last week and use it correctly. These are small, but they feel wonderful. They prove to you that the language is becoming part of your life, and those little victories add up to something powerful. Third, change the way you think about mistakes. Many learners are afraid to speak because they worry about saying something wrong. They think, if I make a mistake, people will laugh at me. If my grammar is not perfect, I will look foolish. But let me remind you, mistakes are not failures. Mistakes are part of learning. Think about how babies learn to walk. A baby falls again and again, but nobody says, don't try. Instead, we smile and encourage, try again, you can do it. That's how the baby learns. You are doing the same thing with English. Every mistake is proof that you are trying, that you are practicing, that you are growing. Even native speakers make mistakes, so do not be afraid. Speak anyway, write anyway, practice anyway. Mistakes are not the end of learning. They are the path to learning. Finally, remember that learning does not always need to feel serious. You can make it fun. You can listen to music in English. You can watch short videos on topics you enjoy. You can talk to yourself in the mirror. You can read articles about your hobbies, not just textbooks. When learning feels playful, it becomes easier to remember, because the brain learns better when it is happy. Think about it. When you smile while studying, when you laugh at a funny video, when you enjoy a song you like, your memory works more effectively. That's why finding activities you genuinely love in English is one of the best ways to stay motivated. So, my friend, as we continue this journey, remember, progress is real. Even if it feels slow, you can see it by writing things down, by recording your voice, by noticing small victories, and by looking back at how far you've come. And you can make learning more joyful by treating it as a journey, celebrating small wins, embracing mistakes, and adding fun to your practice. If you carry these ideas with you, English will stop feeling like a heavy task, and instead, it will become something meaningful, rewarding, and even exciting. As we arrive at this final part of our journey together, I want you to pause for a moment and think about your future. Yes, the future that is waiting for you, the one you are quietly building every time you choose to practice English. Because here is the truth. Learning English is not just about vocabulary lists, grammar exercises, or passing exams. It is not only a subject you study in school or a skill you measure with test scores. Learning English is so much bigger than that. It is a tool, a key, a doorway. It is something alive and practical that can change the way you live, the opportunities you have, and the connections you can make. Each time you practice, even in small steps, you are opening that door wider. You are preparing yourself for possibilities you may not even imagine yet. That is why this effort, this commitment, matters so much. Think for a moment about what English really gives you. It is the ability to connect with people across the world. Imagine sitting in a cafe in a new country and having a conversation with someone you just met because you share English as a common language. Imagine making a friend online from a place thousands of kilometers away, exchanging ideas, stories, and laughter simply because you can both use English. Imagine joining international meetings at work, not just listening quietly, but actually speaking and sharing your ideas with confidence. Imagine opening a book, watching a film, or listening to a song in its original English and understanding it deeply, without needing translation. These are not small things. These are moments of freedom, moments of connection, moments that expand your world. And they all come from the skill you are building right now. English is not only about connection, it is also about opportunity. More than 1.5 billion people around the world use English today. That means when you speak English, you are never truly alone. No matter whether you are in Brazil, Vietnam, Iran, Spain, Iraq, Ukraine, Russia, South Korea, Japan, Indonesia, or anywhere else, English gives you a bridge to another person. It gives you the chance to understand others and to be understood yourself. This is powerful. This is why so many doors open when you learn English. Think of your career. Companies everywhere are searching for people who can communicate internationally. Even within your own country, businesses are often connected to the global economy, and English is the common language of that economy. Knowing English can give you access to better jobs, to higher positions, to projects that cross borders. If you dream of studying abroad, English is the language that will allow you to apply, to succeed in universities, to read research, and to share your own ideas with the world. If you want to travel, English makes the world feel smaller and friendlier because you can ask for help, join conversations, and feel at home even far away. But beyond opportunities, beyond careers and travel, there is something even deeper. Learning English is an act of courage. It is a decision to step outside your comfort zone, to make mistakes in front of others, to be vulnerable, and to keep going even when you feel shy or nervous. That courage is not small. It is the same courage that people use to start a new business, to change careers, or to move to another country. It is the courage of growth. When you learn English, you are not just learning a language, you are training your mind to face challenges with patience, to keep moving forward when things are hard, and to believe in yourself even when progress feels invisible. This is why I say, again and again, that you should be proud of yourself, because every time you show up to study, you are practicing not only English, but also resilience, perseverance, and self-belief. Now let us talk honestly about the fears that many learners carry. Perhaps you feel nervous when speaking because your grammar is not perfect. Perhaps you are afraid that others will laugh at you if you make a mistake. Perhaps you feel shy because your accent is strong. These feelings are real, and I respect them. But please, do not let them control you. No one speaks perfectly all the time. Even native speakers make mistakes. They forget words. They stumble. They correct themselves. If perfection were required, no one would ever speak at all. What matters is not being perfect. What matters is being brave. Speak anyway. Write anyway. Try anyway. Each mistake you make is a step forward. Each attempt you take is proof that you are learning. Imagine a child who refuses to walk because they might fall. That child would never learn. But children do fall, again and again, and each time they stand up, they get stronger. You are doing the same thing with English, falling, standing, and moving forward. It is also important to remind yourself that learning does not have to be heavy and serious all the time. Yes, discipline matters, but joy matters just as much. You can and should make learning fun. If you love music, listen to English songs and learn the lyrics. If you enjoy movies, watch them in English, perhaps with subtitles at first, and then without. If you like talking, speak to yourself in the mirror. If you enjoy reading, choose books or articles about your hobbies, not just dry textbooks. When you study with joy, your brain remembers better. Science has shown that when we are happy, our memory works more effectively. Think about your favorite childhood memories. Most of them are tied to strong emotions. That is why, when you enjoy studying, when you laugh, when you feel curious, English becomes more natural. It becomes something you want to return to, not something you force yourself to do. So as you look toward your future, think about how English can be woven into your daily life in ways that feel natural and enjoyable. Instead of separating English from your life, integrate it. If you love cooking, read recipes in English. If you enjoy sports, watch commentary or interviews in English. If you like technology, follow YouTube channels or podcasts in English about gadgets or coding. By connecting English to your interests, you will find that studying feels less like homework and more like discovery. And that feeling of discovery, that spark of curiosity, is one of the strongest forms of motivation. My friend, I want you to imagine yourself 1 year from now. Imagine that you continue practicing, even just a little, each day. Imagine that you keep writing in your notebook, keep recording your voice, keep listening, keep speaking. Where will you be? You might not notice it day by day, but after 1 year, you will be shocked at how much you have grown. Perhaps you will be having longer conversations with confidence. Perhaps you will be reading books you once thought were too hard. Perhaps you will be traveling and using English in real situations. And beyond the skill itself, you will feel stronger inside because you proved to yourself that you could stay committed, that you could keep going even when it was hard. That confidence will not only help you in English, it will help you in every area of your life. So as we come to the end of this episode, let me say this clearly. I am proud of you, truly. You are doing something difficult, something that many people never even attempt. You are building a skill that can change your future. It does not matter if you speak slowly. It does not matter if you make mistakes. It does not matter if you feel nervous or shy. What matters is that you are here, you are trying, you are growing, you are showing up for yourself, and that is powerful. Remember, learning English is not only about the language, it is about the person you are becoming through the process. Patient, resilient, open, connected, and courageous. So keep listening, keep speaking, keep believing in yourself. Every word you learn, every sentence you practice, every minute you spend with English is a step toward the future you want. And that future is waiting for you with open doors. Thank you, my friend, for sharing this journey with me today. This is Tom from English 5 Days Official. I am grateful for your time, your effort, and your heart. Until next time, stay motivated, stay patient, stay kind to yourself, and never forget, you are capable of so much more than you think. Goodbye for now, and keep climbing your mountain.